Hi everyone. I hope you guys are keeping cool and starting to brave the summer. I don't know where you live, but here in Southern California, we're having a little um, heat wave. It's going to be in the 100s for a few days. And I just wanted to show you a video of the garden. I made a video tour of photographs, but I did record a little video so that I could show you what it looks like in real time. And I'm hoping that all this stuff is going to be doing great. A lot of these were cuttings like this one here, and it just started to thrive. And you don't want to put cuttings in your garden in the heat. Do it during spring. That is when it's safe to go ahead and put stuff in the ground like this. But when it's heat time, your best bet is to try not to change anything. Whatever's working, let it ride, let it go. Just try to maintain it and keep it, watered sufficiently, but never overwater your succulents in the summer. It is so tempting, and that's when you lose the brunt of them, I'm afraid, because we tend to think, oh my gosh, it's so hot outside, I need to water them. This is a mentality. But succulents, remember, they are resilient. They keep their moisture in their leaves, and as long as they're not shriveled, or they will show you when they're dehydrated and they need a little bit of water. But always remember, water them. It's best to do it after the sun has gone down at dusk. Go ahead and water your garden, and this way you can assure that they won't get sunburned, because you would think water helps them when it's really hot, but actually the mirror effect and the rays of the sun, they intensify that water, and the water gets really hot. And if there's water on your leaves, it will go ahead and really damage your leaves and can really hurt your plant. So it's very important to know when to water. I know that it's a guessing game as far as watering your succulents, which ones, especially when you have such an array and such a combination of different plants in your garden. Everyone is going to require something different sometimes. But the rule of thumb is less is more. And for example, the geraniums, I water them every day during the summer, and they love it. So they're not per se succulents, they're companion plants. But for example, this Pride of Madeira, once it took off, I rarely water it. Maybe I'll just water it with my succulents on that schedule, which is in the summer. I would say maybe if it's over 100, maybe once a week. But if it's under 100, every 2 weeks. I just give it a dousing. But again, knowing when to water your succulents is very, very important. And again, don't do it when it's going to be full-blown sunny. Again, at dusk is the best time to water your plants. That way they have a time to soak in that moisture, and really they don't have the danger of getting burnt by the rays of the sun that intensify that water. And yeah, you're looking and you're walking through my garden, my north side garden and my south side garden. I have to really pay a little more attention to this side of the garden. And what I'm going to be doing in these coming days that it's going to start getting hot is pulling some of my pots that are on my south side garden. Wait, where am I? Nope. On my north side garden. I'm going to pull them to my south side garden. All these that are right here on the table, I think some of them I will be pulling them to the other side of the garden because they're protected under the porch, and they won't get so intense sun, because even though it's covered. I have all these areas covered. I have an arbor, and I have that protection cover that I made for this area. We made a corridor of just mesh, the garden mesh, that has curtains, and it really shields them from the harsh rays of the sun. Still, these plants, they can really just burn in one day. So if you allow them to sit in the hot boiling sun, you can lose them in one day. So it's best to just be preventive and take whatever you think is going to be damaged and put it in a place that is partial sun, because morning sun in the summer is the best, but after 2 p.m. the sun is just so intense. It's just another world out there. I do go out in the late afternoon to check on my plants and kind of give them a lookie, and just make sure that everything is okay. And that's the best time, I think, again, to water and to just do your maintenance that you need to do. But in the summer, don't go ahead and rearrange and change and put cuttings in places. It's not that you can't, of course you can, but again, it depends where they are. If they're going to be in a location that gets too much sun, it's best not to move them. They're already established. They have their roots in the ground, and they are getting the moisture that they need. So that's what you need to do. And again, my garden, I'm not an expert, but I learn, I research, and it doesn't happen to me more than 3 times. I live and learn, and I have lost a lot of plants, but I have also kept a lot of plants beautiful and thriving and reproducing. And I really want to share this information with you guys, because I've learned so much from the internet that anything that I could share that is useful to my fellow gardeners around the world is awesome. And that is my purpose for making these videos. And also to give you hope, again, if you have a small garden like I do, that you can still enjoy a beautiful, bountiful, colorful garden, even though you may live in an area that's not so kind to plants. You can still adapt your garden and grow things that thrive in your environment. That's the key. When we're stuck in the mode that, oh no, I want this certain plant, like for example me with my hydrangea that you're going to be seeing shortly. My daughter gives me a hydrangea every year because I love them, and every year I say I'm not going to kill it. And this one is beautiful, beautiful. She gave it to me last year, and I planted it in the ground, and it was just a horrible summer for it because it would get partial sun, but it still did not like where it was, and it just required too much attention, and I wasn't willing to really just modify my style of gardening to have to care for this thing for so long. Just every day I had to go out there in the morning and in the afternoon and water it, and it was still all wilty. And so I took it out and I put it in a pot, and it's been doing great in a pot. It hasn't grown so much, but it has some little blooms, so that's awesome. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that your plants keep looking beautiful during the summer. Look at this cutie. Oh my goodness, what a cute and sweet bloom spike. I've never seen this type of a bloom spike before. This is a totally different little plant that I purchased. I can't remember the name, but yeah, it is so cute. And all these pots that are on here, remember this one? This is the one that was the cuttings pot. It's just a mix of a bunch of little cuttings, and they're doing great in here. And although I don't want a bunch of little pots hanging around just because I have such a small garden and bigger pots are better, I'm going to be using a lot of these pots to just pull some material, plant material for my revamping of my bird bath. Although this one is overflowing with all kinds of other plants, I'm going to be placing them somewhere else and just kind of giving it a revamping. I won't be using any cuttings because, again, during the summer, you do not want to disturb your plants because cuttings will have a hard time rooting in the hot summer heat. They'll just get dehydrated, and it's best not to mess with that. But yeah, I'll leave you with some pictures of my garden, and thank you so much again for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and welcome to all the new subscribers. I will talk to you guys later.